Hello everyone. I know it's been a while, and I thought since I had the house quiet and to myself that I was going to just drop everything and make a video and talk about some of my crochet projects. So one of the things that I have been doing a lot of is making dishcloths. These nice textured dishcloths. I love them. I love this pattern. It's my new favorite pattern. And so I put a box. I have a library I started at work because I love books, and I have too many at home. And then I thought, well, maybe I should share the books that I have and create a library at work. So I have a work library I created. And in that work library, I put a box and put a sign on it that says free crochet dishcloths. So I have been making up dishcloths like this, and I have been throwing them in the box for coworkers. I had a coworker come to me and say that she wanted me to make her a couple of kitchen towels too. But she didn't have really something in mind that she wanted. And I knew she really liked the textured dishcloth. And I asked her, I said, so are you wanting the towels to be the same texture as dishcloths? Just I make them a lot bigger. And like I said, she really didn't know what she wanted. And she was like, that would work. Anything works, really. I just want a couple of crocheted towels. So I made one of these, and I took it to work and I showed it to her and I said, is this what you want? And she said, yeah, I love it. And then it was a cone. I had a 14-ounce cone of Lily Sugar and Cream yarn, and the color is called Beach Ball Blue. So I turned that cone of yarn into a towel and 3 of the dishcloths to match. And that's what I had taken to her, and she loved it. And I said, okay, well, I have one more cone, so I can go make you another towel. And then since she already had 1 towel and 3 dishcloths, I made another towel, so she will have 2 towels. And then I made another dishcloth, so she will have 4 matching dishcloths, 2 towels and 4 dishcloths. And then I did a thing. I wanted to make her a pot holder, and then I wanted it to be oversized. Now, I decided to follow a tutorial it's called the Magic Pot Holder. When I've made pot holders in the past, I basically just made 2 squares, slapped them together, and then did a border around them. Like, I've never done any patterns and I may have made a magic pot holder in the past, but I couldn't remember exactly the steps. I know that they were like really easy. So what I did was I watched this tutorial, and she said that what you do is you decide the size that you want your pot holder to be. If you want it to be 6 by 6, then you would crochet your foundation chain 12 inches. Well, I got carried away. I wanted it to be roughly the size to be the short side on my iPad, because I'll just look at an item and like gauge or whatever. And so I made the chain, and then I doubled that. And then I wasn't sure. I ended up chaining 65, which was really stupid. So I made a pot holder. There is no reason that anyone needs a pot holder this big, but I made a pot holder this big, and I stubbornly refused. I realized how big it was as I was about ready to like fold it and then do the seam down the middle. So when I put this thing together, like, I knew the rectangle that I was making, I knew that it was kind of big. But I didn't realize how big the end pot holder was going to be until I folded it together and went to sew this seam here. But It's huge. And then I do not want to undo it. I do not want to undo it and make it smaller. So I have this super oversized pot holder. And I'm going to see if she wants it. If not, fine. That's okay. I really don't want to undo it. I would use an oversized pot holder like this for putting pans on, like on my table. When I serve a meal, I can put something hot on there. Use it as a trivet instead of a pot holder. And I sometimes, when we have family meals, I'll have some pretty big serving bowls and pans that have to go on the table. So I can use something like this. A normal human being probably doesn't want it. So that's my big goof up right here. My big mistake project. Now, knowing this, and that I just want to make her an oversized pot holder, I have started another one that will just be an oversized pot holder. It's still going to be big, but it's not going to be the massive size that other one is. So this is what I'm working on. And this is the beach glass color. I love the beach glass color. And I know that I gave her previously a beach glass colored dishcloth, the textured dishcloths, and she loved it. So that is my project that I have been working on most recently and that I goofed up. Everyone goofs up crochet projects. So I'm trying not to be too hard on myself, but for reals, just why? Why did I do this? It's fine. If she doesn't like it, I have a trivet. Okay, so another thing that I am working on. I'm trying to use up some wool and make a larger baby blanket for baby Cassie. And this one would be one that just stays at my house because she's here a lot. And we have one old baby quilt here that one of my kids used, and that's what's in her pack and play currently, because the other blankets that I made I sent home with her. So she has plenty of baby blankets at home, and my mom made a couple baby blankets for her also. Now, another recent project. This one I finished not that long ago. I have a red linen dress, and then I have like a pinstripe red and white cotton dress. And there was another dress that I had that I thought this would go with. I've been wanting to make myself a shawl, just a simple triangle shawl, for quite a while. So I finally did that. I finally stopped making projects for other people and made myself my granny triangle shawl. And I love this thing. So I use it all the time since I made it. In the mornings, it's chilly outside, and I'm usually in a light little nightgown. I have these little light cotton nightgowns that I got from the Vermont country store, and the one is pink and it has strawberries all over it, and the other one's blue and has strawberries all over it. But I love this shawl because when I go outside with the dog first thing in the morning to take the dog out potty, I just grab this shawl and wrap it around my shoulders because I'm going to be out there. Toby likes to take his time finding the perfect spot to potty. So I'm usually sitting outside for like 15-20 minutes with Toby first thing in the morning when it's chilly. So I'll usually grab like a headscarf, because I'll put a headscarf on my hair, get my hair covered. Dual purpose. I can pray while I'm outside. And then also it keeps the gnats from getting tangled in my hair, because the gnats continually are getting in my hair right now because the gnats are really, really bad here. It's that time of year. But anyway, this is probably my favorite recent crochet project that I've done. Now, I did do a couple of round baby blankets, and they were an Annie's Attic pattern, and I really wanted to share, but unfortunately I gave them away. One was for my granddaughter, and one I gave to a friend to give to her niece's new baby boy. So I gave away the baby blankets. So I don't have the baby blankets, and I can't do my review that I was going to do. I ran out of time. It is what it is. Sometimes right now things just don't go as I planned them to go. And that's a lot of things going on right now. My life has become very hectic and very crazy. It's the time of year where I'm working overtime at work. So on top of working overtime, I also am, my husband and I are watching the baby. So he watches the baby until I can be done for the day and log out and take over watching the baby so that he can go to bed. And then I watch the baby till my daughter gets here after she gets off work. And then she usually just hangs out at my house until like 10, 11 p.m. So this last week of her returning back to work has been, it's been an adjustment. It's exhausting. I'm used to being in bed by 10 p.m. So staying up later, it's not going well for me. I really need my regular sleep. I start to get really stressed and really exhausted if my sleep routine is off. I really need to be in bed by 10 p.m. And so I've just been evaluating my life, I guess we'll say, and recognizing that my health focus, my weight loss focus is just, it's gone, like so gone. Like I haven't focused on any of the health stuff that I need to be focusing on. I had to pause that video. My little Toby decided he was gonna bark during a video, which is naughtiness, but you're still perfect. I have these great little tags that I bought that I've been putting on my larger projects, like blankets, and I just thought of that because I felt the tag when I was messing around with the shawl. But I seriously love this shawl. I would really like if I at some point was able to start making all of my own clothing from scratch. And I know that's crazy, and I know that I need to wait until I get a different house. This house is tiny, and now I've got baby stuff all over in it again because of having a new granddaughter. So there are some things that just I can't do right now. I do have a small mending sewing machine, but I don't know that I could just sit down and sew clothing with that. And for now, I will settle for making myself a couple of shawls. I've got one shawl so far, but the pink shawl, it doesn't exactly go with all of my dresses. That might be fine. It's a shawl. It just goes over the top of stuff to keep me warm until I'm back inside. So that might be fine. But I watch videos of people who do make all of their own clothing, like they knit and they sew, and sorry, I should have paused that. I crochet, and I know the basics of knitting. I'm not really good at it. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna try doing some knitting and increase my skills with the knitting. And then my mom did teach me how to sew when I was a little girl. I don't remember how old I was, 8, 10, who knows. So I probably should increase my skills with that too. It's just I've picked one hobby and one only to pour my time into, and that was crocheting. I prefer crocheting over other hobbies, but socks would just be better made knitted. And there's some really great knitting patterns for sweaters. I can crochet a sweater, but I might also want to knit one. And also there's some like t-shirt and tank top patterns for knitting that I think are excellent that I would like to try. But for now, I have my shawl, and it's summer, so I'm going to focus on smaller, lighter projects. I'm going to make myself a couple pot holders. I need a couple more pot holders. And then I'm also going to try to do some more book reading, maybe, coming up. It has to be something that is public domain. I have had a hard time getting permission from authors to read their books. Like, there are some authors with some really good books, and most are very very much, they don't want someone else to make money off of their work, which I get and I understand. I would never ever try to make money off of someone else's work. So if I read a book, I'm not monetizing. I have no intention of monetizing. The goal is not to make money off someone else's work. The goal is, just like with the occult feminism book, my goal would be to get information out to people that is good information. And I will highly encourage people in my videos to read the book. So I will probably do some book reviews again. But when it comes to reading, I'm going to have to choose reading materials that are public domain, because most authors are not willing to give you permission to just do an audiobook or read their book out loud on your YouTube channel. So thank you for watching, and I will try to make some more videos. I'll see if I can get something posted and up tomorrow also, since it is it's a long holiday weekend, but it all depends on if I have the granddaughter tomorrow, because I believe my daughter does work tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe if I was to make a video bright and early in the morning before she works, I could probably get a video posted. Maybe I can do some reading or a book review or something. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend.